Check and Security, we can help with securing your valuables. We can even replace those expensive transponder keys. We can give you the knowledge that no one else will. Call AA Lock and Security at 867-1965. That's 867-1965.
This Saturday, July 9th, the Appleton Museum of Art will be open all day, free of charge, for Museum Day 2016. Community members of all ages are invited to see the exhibitions, including Norman Rockwell, the man behind the canvas. Make art in the art space and watch films in the auditorium from 10 a.m. till 5 p.m. with no admission fees. The Appleton is located at 4333 East Silver Springs Boulevard. Call 352-291-4455 for more information.
All right, 5 minutes after 9 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. John Story is in the studio. John's been with us before, and he's looking pretty good on that video streaming thing we're doing right now. John is a Mason, the spokesperson for the Marion Dunn Freemason Lodge number 19, and he's here to talk to us today about what they do over there, but specifically to tell us about an open house, which is happening this Friday from 6 p.m. till 7:30, and everybody's invited. And good morning, John. Good to see you again. How you doing?
Fine. How are you today?
Pretty good. You're looking good.
Thank you.
What have you been doing? Eating right?
Busy.
Yeah. Do you watch your diet? Are you one of those?
No.
Are you conscientious about what you?
We've been working out a little bit and trying to lay off some of the barbecue this summer.
Really? So how long ago did you change your lifestyle? I want to be inspired.
Beginning of the year.
Okay, so only 6 or 7 months.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, you really can see you look younger or something.
Yeah.
That's good news.
I cut my hair too. So.
What do you do? You avoid anything completely, like
no
donuts or something? No.
That would be sacrilege. Right there.
There you go.
Very good. Well, thank you for coming in. How long have you been doing this open house? A long time, right?
I think this is my 5th year coming in talking with you.
Why? Why do you do an open house?
We just like to be more open to the public, answer questions. People, still have questions about us, that they think we're some kind of secret society, which we're not.
Right.
We just want them to come in and learn about Masonry, maybe even help support us in our charitable events. We reach out to the community. We do a lot of charity work around here. We help out a lot of people, and if you need our help, we're there, and if we can help you, we will.
What was the? I think Dr. Ramsey put a Facebook post on the 4th of July mentioning how many of the signers of the Declaration of Independence were Freemasons.
Right, there were 9 signers of the Declaration of Independence.
They were all Freemasons, and these are the names we know. There's a lot of names on that we don't know.
Right,
we're not familiar with anyway.
Right, there were 14 presidents that were Masons. The last being President Gerald Ford. So 1/3 of the presidents.
Is Donald Trump a Freemason?
Were Freemasons.
Any of the current? Can a lady be a Freemason?
No, a woman cannot be a Freemason.
Okay.
She can belong to other organizations. She can belong to Eastern Star, Amaranth. There's all kinds of organizations they belong to, but Freemasons, part of it is you have to be a man. And it is a fraternal organization. It's not a sorority. So I know in other fraternities, both men and women can belong, but for Freemasons, you have to be a man.
Do you scout for members, or could somebody who goes to the open house apply to be a member?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, if you're really truly interested and you come Friday night and you like what you hear, we're going to have a short talk. We're not going to bore you with a bunch of long, boring speeches. And you're interested, or you just want some material to take home and read about it, we'll do whatever you ask us to do. There is a process you go to become a Freemasonry. You have to know somebody in that particular lodge who's willing to sign your petition for to become a Mason.
Oh, really? How well do you have to know that? Like, if somebody wanted you to be the sponsor.
Right.
How well would you have to know?
Well, I would have to know him as to that he was a person of good rapport.
Oh, okay.
And, you know, I don't have to
But
be
you don't know
the
me
best
that well, so
Right.
you probably wouldn't sponsor me.
Right. Well, you never know. You never know. You never know.
Everybody I know, this is how I know everybody. Just like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
I'm just being silly.
You know, we do we do a background check on everybody, and that's because we have youth organizations in there, and, you know, one of our obligations
Yeah.
is to protect the youth.
It's really important.
So everybody, regardless of who you are, is subject to a background check. We do a investigation where we assign 3 members to come out to talk to you, meet you, and, you know, ask you questions and then answer any question that you might have about Freemasonry.
Mm-hmm. What is the most common question? Is it that can I join? Is that one of the most?
That's one of the most common. How do I become a Mason?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and like I said, is one, how do you become a Mason is, first of all, you got to ask. We don't go out and solicit our members. Our
Okay.
members come to us. So we don't, you know, put up billboards and go out there and say,
Right,
hey,
right,
everybody come join us, because we only want people that who are interested in being a person of working on themselves, is to be a good person and becoming a better person, and is interested in community service, and can think about somebody other than themselves.
And you do a lot of community service, especially for the children and for your distribution of food.
Yes, we support the Women's Domestic Violence Center. We with food. We also Brothers Keepers. Several times a year, we'll go out there and make big meals for them to share. We've, in the past, sponsored families at Christmas time, not only with food, but with gifts for their family, for their kids. We, you know, if there's a need, we try to fulfill that need.
Is that part of how you became interested? What got you to say I'd like to join?
Well, I had a friend, my supervisor. He was a Mason, and, you know, we were good friends, and, you know, he always went out and did all this stuff, and he invited me to a few meetings, and, you know, and I met some of the people there at the lodge, and they were really great guys. And, you know, we talk, and you hang around and you say, hey, I'd like to do that.
Do you know one of the reasons I would like to know more about it? It's because on my grandfather's grave, on his headstone, there's the Freemason compass thing.
Square and compass.
Square and compass. And I suppose that means he was a Freemason.
Yes.
But I don't know, I mean, obviously he was a good guy. I mean, I love
Right,
my grandfather,
right.
but I don't know anything about his involvement with that.
Right. Well, you could probably find out, you know, go to the lodges around there, and they could probably look up on their membership rolls, you know,
Really?
when he was. You know, my grandfather was a Mason, and I never know that until I became a Mason.
Is that right? And where
Wow.
where was that? What?
He was in Alabama,
In Alabama, okay.
and I found his headstone on the computer.
Right.
And on it he has a square and compass. And you know, when he passed away, I was
Huh.
just a little kid, and so I don't really remember anything about that. But I remember my sisters, who are older than me, said, "Oh yeah, they had all of the Masons out there with their aprons on and everything, and they
Really?
did a graveside service for them."
In the community of Beverly Hills in Citrus County is where my grandfather is buried, and he moved there after he retired from Connecticut. And
Right.
and there was a photo in the family of him and like 6 or 7 other guys as the founders of the very first volunteer fire department over there. And so I'm guessing they were probably all Masons.
Probably.
Yeah.
We have a lot of firemen that are Masons, a lot of retired firemen. We have police officers. We have doctors, lawyers, Indian chiefs. You know, anybody can be a Mason.
Indian chiefs.
And well, actually, that is true. Out in Oklahoma, there is a a tribe of Sioux Indians that are all master masons.
Is that right?
And they go around and they will put on degree work for people that and do it all in authentic Indian dress, and I've never seen it myself, but I've known people that have seen it, and they said it's very impressive.
Wow.
To watch them do it. So yeah, we even have Indian chiefs that are Masons.
We're going to learn more from John Story about Freemasonry and about being a Mason. But the best way to learn as much as possible is go to the open house. It's this Friday from 6 till 7:30 at the Freemason, the Marion Dunn Masonic Lodge number 19. We'll give you the details in just a second. There's an open house event. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Sunshine mixing with clouds on this Wednesday. It'll be hot. There can be an afternoon thunderstorm in the area, the high 94 to 98. And ending up mainly clear Wednesday night, lows in the mid to upper 70s. Thursday, sunshine mixing with clouds, an afternoon thunderstorm in places, the high 93 to 97. On Friday, times of sun and clouds and hot with an afternoon thunderstorm, high 94 to 98. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Palm Garden of Ocala leads in the area of orthopedic care with proven outcomes. Planning to have a new hip or knee joint due to arthritis or as the result of a fall? Palm Garden may be the answer. Guests appreciate the services of highly trained therapists and state-of-the-art equipment. And if you pre-register, you can secure a private room at no extra charge by mentioning this ad. Palm Garden makes no bones about it. They provide the best in orthopedic care. Call 854-6262. That's 854-6262.
You can't put it off any longer. It's time to replace your home's AC system.
The answer is asolvesit-all.com and an exceptionally efficient AC system. Let the pros at A show you how you can save on energy monthly and give your family added comfort. The great thing is that asolvesit-all.com is on call 7 to 7, 7 days a week at no extra charge.
For a limited time, mention WOCA and get a special discount.
Call 877-765-4ACE or asolvesit-all.com.
Yeah, I'm that drip coming down from the corner of the room. But where did I come from? I'll never tell.
Bone Dry Roofing can and will fix it right the first time using quality materials and will deal honestly and fairly with you, period. You can find Bone Dry Roofing on their website, bonedryroofingllc.com, and Facebook at Bone Dry Roofing LLC. Do it right before your roof needs a tarp to keep the elements out. Bone Dry Roofing stands behind their work to help make your home safe and secure. Plus, they have financing available. Remember, if you're not bone dry, then you're all wet.
All right, 17 minutes after 9 o'clock, you just missed a really great conversation I was having with John off the air. John Story is our guest right now. He's been with us before, and when he comes in here, he's usually promoting this event that we're talking about right now. It's the Marion Dunn Freemason Lodge number 19 annual public open house event this Friday on July 8th from 6 p.m. until 7:30 p.m. And the lodge is at, and I have the address here, 1846 Southeast 36th Avenue. Is there a landmark? What's the landmark right there?
We're right next door to Jervy Gant Park and next door to Ocala Christian Academy.
So what we were talking about is the accomplishments that people may have had while they were Freemasons. Yeah. We were talking about perhaps the records that would be kept up. Right. Somebody's relative, in my case, my grandfather. And you said you conduct funerals a lot,
right?
And that a lot of times that history comes up in the
right. As part of funeral service, I always try to incorporate their Masonic record as to what they did as a Mason.
So tell me something. You said they are assigned to something, or they're. What would somebody be year after year? You said there was, if you have a big list of things.
Right. You would have different appointments. Like if he was ever master of his lodge, if he received a Grand Lodge appointment, if he was a district deputy Grand Master, if he was a district chairman of something. You know, we have different, like our district deputy Grand Master, he travels with guys that, are there for Let Your Pennies Make Good Sense.
And are they assigned or are they earned?
Well, you're asked to be part of those district committeemen, and the same way with Grand Lodge, you're asked if you would like to do that particular job. this year I'm Zone 4 chairman for the Grand Masters charity, which, I get a letter and they say, will you do this? And I accepted it.
And the charity is raising money for what?
The Grand Masters charity this year is our Masonic home in St. Petersburg, which is, if you're a Mason, you can go there and live. It's very nice.
Oh, as a retirement home, or just
yes, it's a retirement home. It's a 5-star facility, which there's only like 2 or 3 in the state that are rated 5-star. And they have medical personnel on staff. They have everything you could possibly need. They have their own dining room, and you have individual rooms. And so it's a great facility. Anybody can go down there and take a tour of it. It's called Masonic Home of Florida. It's in St. Petersburg. So if you're a Mason and you can't care for yourself, there are various ways to get in there. But if you're destitute and you have absolutely nothing, they will take you and not charge you anything.
How often do you meet?
Marion meets the first and third Thursday of every month.
Okay, so just twice a month.
And we have what we call men's night, where just the guys show up, and we have a dinner, and then we go in and have a business meeting. Then we have our second meeting is referred to as family night, where we invite our wives and anybody else and friends. You don't have to be a Mason. And we usually have a program or something for them to
entertain.
Sometimes we'll invite a speaker in. At Christmas time we have Santa Claus, and that's usually when we give a lot of stuff to the abuse center.
Okay.
And we just do. It depends upon the night and what we have going on. As to what we're going to do. We'll have the youth come in there, and the DeMolay boys, they'll do...
what is that, DeMolay boy?
DeMolay for boys is young men under age 18. You can be a DeMolay from age 12 to 21. At 21, you become what's known as senior DeMolay, because you're too old to be hanging out with teenagers at that point.
All right.
But you, and we have a great DeMolay chapter here. I mean, all these guys, they go out of their way.
So you could do stuff. So let's say at the open house, there's a high school student, 17 years old. Could he become a Mason?
He could become a DeMolay boy.
Okay.
You have to be at least 18 years of age to become a Mason.
Okay.
If someone was still in high school, we would probably, say, look, why don't you go do DeMolay for a year and learn about it, and then once you get out of high school and all that, become a Mason, it's a commitment, same as DeMolay. As DeMolay, you have the advisors, which are adults, that help them with their projects. As opposed to when you become a Master Mason, they put you in charge of something, they expect you to do it.
Probably the question anybody who's listening wants me to ask, if you don't know what a Freemason is what is a Freemason? And I wasn't avoiding it, except that I feel like we've covered it before, and I didn't want to bore you with the question that we've asked before. No. But since this is a new visit, it's probably been a whole year, if you wouldn't mind.
Okay, a Freemason's a man of good moral character. He has to be of lawful age, which is 18. He has to be recommended by at least 2 members of the lodge. He goes through, the investigation and the background and all of that. And basically, he's a person, you have to believe in a supreme being, because at one point you're asked that. No atheist can be a Mason. You have to believe in God in whatever way you worship God, and you basically that's all you got to be. I mean, you have to be a good person. We're not a couple years ago they were talking, and it was a big debate at Grand Lodge on ex-felons and all this, and one grandmaster got up and he just said, we're not a rehab facility. We don't rehab people.
Right,
you take good men and you help them become a better man, and you support your family, you support your country, you support your religious beliefs, you support your community, and all of that goes together and building a better society. And we're not out to change society, we're out to make it better and to help people out, because there are a lot of people out there that need help.
What does the symbol mean that's on my grandfather's grave? What does that actually mean?
Well, you have the square and compass. The squares teaches you to square your actions, or that to keep your passions within control of yourself, and the squares to square virtue, where you, if I tell you something, the saying on the square comes right from that, that I'm telling you this on the square, that I can tell you something, and you're not going to go out there and tell everybody in the world about it.
Okay, right.
So it's just a symbol. It's a builder square, and it just means that I can level with you and tell you something personal and ask your advice about it, and you come back at me with whatever best advice you got.
Right. And not broadcast it the next morning.
And not broadcast it across America.
Especially if you have a radio show, right?
Yeah.
The open house is this coming Friday from 6 till 7:30. And what can somebody who's visiting, if you're walking in, you always feel weird walking into a new place. And what are you doing to make them?
Lobby, you're going to see a bunch of pictures of men that surrounds the lobby at the top, and those are all the past masters of Marion Dunn Lodge.
You'll be there.
I'll be there.
Is Dr. Ramsey there? Dr. Ramsey?
Dr. Ramsey will be there.
Okay.
He will be hosting it. It's going to be catered by Mojo's Grill.
There you go. Well, they're everywhere, aren't they?
Yeah, so you're going to have some good food.
Are they Masons?
I don't think he is.
No, okay.
But him and Dr. Ramsey and some other Masons, they get along really good.
Yeah,
and he's, I think it's about second or third year in a row that he's catered this, and he always makes great food. Nobody's ever complained about the food. There'll be some door prizes. They'll take you in the lodge room, show you the lodge room, show you the library, and of course the dining room, because that's where the food is. You can ask any questions. You can look at anything you want to look. You want to go take a book off the shelf and look through it? The
rumors and all that we hear our time to time, is there anything secretive at all about the Masons?
Well, if we have any secrets, it would be our ceremonial work.
Okay.
And that's really not that secret, because you can go on the computer
see it online.
and see it online if you want to. Even all of our secret words and secret handshakes. But, if you ask me what goes on during that, I'm not going to tell you. If you want to experience it, and you want me to help you, guide you through it, I will do that. That's no problem. But if you want to just say, well, tell me everything that's in that degree work, I'm not going to do that.
Does it ever help you in traveling, let's say overseas? Does being a Mason help you in those situations?
I don't know if it helps, but you can find friendship overseas. I just had a friend who went to Ireland, and the Grand Lodge wrote the Grand Lodge of Ireland, and when he got over there, he said they treated him, and it was like 3 of them that went over there, and they were treated like kings.
Oh, really?
So you can find friendship and brotherly love wherever you go in the world. And just in my travels around Florida, I meet guys, oh yeah, I belong to Lodge so and so, and you don't want to park there, or
So you have to tell them, or do you have a badge that you wear? How do people know you're a Mason?
You know, a lot of people
Or a
you can
ring?
see. You can. I don't wear jewelry.
I think my grandfather had a ring.
Yeah,
I
have a ring. I never wear it, but you know, I have a lot of hats that's got square and compass on them, and people put emblems on their cars and stuff like that.
John, thank you for coming in today. For the listeners, if you're interested, again, it's this Friday, July 8th from 6 p.m. till 7:30. The address, again, is 1846 Southeast 36th Avenue, right by Jervy Gant. And call us if you need any of that repeated. John Story, always good to see you. You look good.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for coming in. We'll be right back.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. Some Republicans not letting up on their criticism of Hillary